Hi friends, it's your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons anthologies. All right, so these appeared in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and let me list them off. Tales from the Yawning Portal, Keys from the Golden Vault, Keys to the Golden Vault, Candlekeep Mysteries, Dragon Delves, Quests from the Infinite Staircase, and then Radiant Journeys to the Radiant Citadel. All of these are anthologies. These are collections of adventures that are around a theme, okay? Now, I already did a video that I believe what these are really the resurrection of Dragon Magazine. They're still printing the Dragon Magazine, collections of articles in one binding. All they did was just change where they're appearing, right? They're now hardbacks, and they're Dungeons & Dragons canon hardbacks, right? Now, it's interesting because Dragon Magazine was always, many of the articles were always canon. Now, it is interesting because Dragon Magazine actually printed articles for tabletop role-playing games that actually weren't Dungeons & Dragons, which is really, like, wild. I'm almost positive of this. I think you could get, like, articles about Traveler and like all kinds of games, stuff that wasn't even within the TSR milieu. It was pretty amazing. So I believe that Dragon Magazine is still around. It's just these anthologies, right? Here's the question today: should these be printed? Right? All right, let's get into it. Okay, this year, what did we get? We got so the 2024 core rule books, some of those slid into 2025 just based on timing, right? But what did we get after the 2025 core rule books? After the 2024 core rule books that were actually printed in 2025. I think the last one was in there. So let's talk it through. What did we get? Okay, we got Dragon Delves, and then we got the Heroes of the Borderland. And then we got, Welcome to the Hellfire Club. So 3 products in 2025, okay? So now let's talk about bangers and clangers. All right, bangers. Heroes of the Borderland was an absolute banger. That thing, I can't believe how good that is. I really think it's an absolute hinge in history. It's one of the most important products in all of Dungeons & Dragons ever. And the reason why is it's component Dungeons & Dragons. Like, you want to understand what Heroes of the Borderland really is? You could play 3 levels of Dungeons & Dragons and never pick up a pencil, right? Like, I never would have expected that, right? And it's wild. Like, you can play Dungeons & Dragons and not use a pencil. What, Scott? Yeah. Everything you need is on cards, is on power tokens, the miniatures, the terrain, everything. Every single thing you need to play 3 levels of Dungeons & Dragons is in the box without ever picking up a pencil. The player character tax form is completely gone, right? And what's even more wild is they don't even say it. They don't say it in the product. They're not like, oh, put your pencil down, right? It's absolutely brilliant. And just like Gary did, in my humble opinion, it's all hidden in plain sight, right? It's so powerful, so well executed, okay? Heroes of Borderland is an absolute banger, okay? Welcome to the Hellfire Club. Psh, are you kidding me? Absolute banger. Eddie Munson on the cover, right? You know, a death dungeon master, a death master, or like, oh my gosh, a death master. Wow, Eddie Munson is a death master, a dead dungeon master, still celebrated today. Wow, that's pretty wild. That's pretty interesting. That thing is also an absolute banger. It is very different. It is very, very different. It still has a lot. It also is a component Dungeons & Dragons. And actually, I didn't even thought about this. It's the same thing. You can play all 3 levels of every player character in there. You don't have to do any writing. It is astonishing. It is really astonishing. And if you combine the two starter sets, it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. I'm just really blown away by it. Welcome to Hellfire Club box set. Here's the Borderland box set. Absolute bangers. Dragon Delve, clanger, clang, clang, clang. Goes to the trolley. Not great. Not great. Not a great product, right? And not that it's bad, right? Like, I don't think it was money wasted, but it's not great. It's just not great, right? Compared to other Dungeons and Dragons products, right? And if it wasn't there, I'm not sure anybody would be missing it, right? And so overall, I think this, I get why they're doing it, because you're going to be creating 3 to 7 products a year for Dungeons and Dragons, like books, right? Like actual books that you're putting out, or box sets that you're putting out. And so you're like, well, what am I going to do? What should I use this on? And it's a great question. And here's what I'm going to say right now. It is not useful to continue to do these really Dragon magazine prints, not reprints, prints. These anthologies are really best understood as the continued printing of Dragon magazine. And my point is, I think it could be used for better things. I really think it could be used for better things within the set of products that are going to get printed for Dungeons and Dragons. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.